Welcome back, folks, to another episode of GotGameTesters, and today's game is Titans Tactics. The game Titans Tactics is a quick two-player game where you're just trying to go quickly head-to-head with your opponent with 3 different champions apiece and try to deal each other as much damage as possible. I want to start by talking about the champions themselves. If you notice, you can build your team in any which way you want. There's 5 different colors, or aka 5 different factions, and there's 6 characters or 6 champions per faction. And you can kind of customize your team as much as you want, which is a great replayability. But beside the fact, each character has their own special ability. If you notice, there's a really big symbol there that tells them what that special ability is. And then they have their own 3 attacks. Now these attacks are color-coded because you're going to get a handful of cards that are simply just colors, okay? And you look at those colors and you can actually go through your deck and pick out whatever colors you want. Unlike most games where you just draw cards off the top of the deck, you're actually going to go through the entire deck and pick the cards that you specifically want, which is a nice feature and a lot different and speeds the game up quite a bit. So what you're going to do is you're going to use these attacks, and you can move your characters on their turn. They get 2 actions. You can move them 2 spaces. You can play a card as an action, and their third action, besides doing nothing, is something called push or plan. And push means that they can just do another action, whether it be move, attack, or nothing, or they can plan, which is draw 3 cards from the deck. Like I said before, you can go through the deck and draw the cards that you need. So the purpose of the game, like I said, is to deal as much damage as you can per turn. After you've played all of your champions and your opponent has played all of his champions, you're going to check where this little balance token is. And this balance token moves every time someone gets dealt a point of damage. So if I deal a point of damage to my opponent, I move it towards me. If he deals damage to me, it moves towards him. And whoever has the balance token on their side at the end of a round, meaning at the end of both players' turns, actually is going to be able to move one of these tokens over here, and whoever can move their token to the middle is actually going to win the game. The other way is that if you overpower your opponent and actually deal them 10 or more damage, then you automatically win the game as well. And that's pretty much it. You're going to play cards. Sometimes you can play status tokens on other characters to slow them down or to hurt them even more, things like that. You can even sometimes bring out little extra guys. You can bring out these shroud tokens, which basically blocks line of sight, so on and so forth. But there's just a bunch of different things you can do, and the major part is basically building your team and having no luck factor at all. Everything is planned, which is nice, and whoever can get the balance token to be in their favor basically is going to be the winner. Okay, so let's talk about this game. Now, first of all, this is a little different because it's not necessarily a playtest review. This is just a regular review of a game that hasn't come out yet. Titans Tactics is definitely 30 minutes or less. I really would have to say that it could be probably 20 minutes on average if both players know how to play already. This game, significantly better the second or third time. I know your games should be fun the first time. I get that. And this one it's fun the first time, but it's so tedious when you have to go through the rules again and again. Anyway, there's some risque artwork, so you might want to be careful with that. Again, PG-13 rating. Okay, we're not talking about serious artwork here, but some of my favorite things about this game, first of all, is the balance of power. I really, really like the concept that it's not about, I killed your guy first and then, you know, therefore I'm gonna win. Besides the balance of power, I like that the game has like a ticking time bomb, unless you both are so evenly matched that it keeps landing on the 0 spot. Something that I really like about this is that you can basically take any faction, so like say the blue team, and then you have 6 characters and you can kind of mix them up in different combinations as you will. Definitely can give some replayability, especially if you really want to do one kind of a, like if you have a really unique fighting style that you prefer. Honestly, you could basically take all 30 characters and then shuffle them up and mix them up as teams. This is definitely not exactly wife-friendly, if you know what I mean, okay? I would prefer, I mean, sure, your wife can play it, but I wouldn't pull this out with her. Or your girlfriend or whatever, or your sister. There's something on the box here that I really like. It says, focus on skill, not on randomness. This is definitely not a random game. There's 0 random factor because you get to go through your deck and pick the cards that you want. The characters, you know what his abilities are. I know what my abilities are at all times. You definitely know who the turn order is. There's no surprises. This game is, you have to go in, you have to go hard, and you have to go fast. And you have to deal as much damage as you can in hopes that he doesn't deal nearly as much. And that's pretty much it. Do I think this has got game? I definitely think it's got game. You have to remember though, this is in the category of light 2-player, you know, duke 'em, you know, sock 'em, rock 'em, sock 'em robots. You know. Thanks folks for watching another episode of GotGameTesters. Hopefully you like Titans Tactics. If you need a Christmas gift, this might be the one for you. Go ahead and check out our website at GotGameTesters.com if you need us to play test your games. We also do offer a non-video option if you don't necessarily want your game out there just yet. So you can go ahead and check that out at our services tab. We'll see you next time, folks, on another episode of GotGameTesters.